explain to our young audience, as well as some of our Western audiences, what is the importance of temples in our lives?
See, when the temples were built, the temples were the nucleus of our socio-economic life. So all the activities that happened in the village happened around the temple. Even the temples were built in such a way that the temple was built in the central location in a village, and all around it would be the houses of the people of the village. So not only would people go there for their religious activities to take darshan of God, but they will also go, even this village school would be run in the temple precincts. There would be a temple pushkarini, that's a temple water source, which would act as a water source for the entire village. And even today, in many Tamil Nadu villages, that custom continues because the pushkarini or the temple tank is so big that it collects all the rainwater, and even all the rainwater tunnels or channels in the village, they are formed in such a way that they all fall into the temple tank, so that in the summer months the temple tank has enough water to provide for the needs of the entire villagers. So it was eco-friendly, it was an educational hub, it was a religious hub. Every temple had a stage in the mandapa where people would perform. So there would be dance performances, there would be music performances, there would be theater. So it would be a source of entertainment also for the villagers. It would be a source to have their marriages there, all their religious functions there. So from birth to death, basically, your entire life would somehow be connected to the temple. The temple was not just one building that you would go to have a darshan of God, which we have made it today like that, unfortunately. It was an institution, it was a cultural institution around which the life of the entire village revolved. And even today, in many villages in India, that system still exists. There are many villages in Maharashtra. If you go there in the evening, after 5 o'clock, you'll see that everybody has come back home from work and people are getting together to chat. Where would they chat? They would chat under a peepal tree just outside the village temple, or they would sit in the temple sabha mandap and they would chat. That is the way they would talk about each other. They would talk about the village's affairs. They would talk about whether anybody needs any help. And this is the way the village bonding, the inter-community bonding used to happen. Schools, even today in the pandemic, I was reading the other day that because in the villages it's not always possible to get signals, what the villagers did was they put up a modem in the village temple, and they made sure that there's an internet connection in the village temple, and all the children of the village would come to the village temple and they would connect from there, and everything would be beamed on a TV and the children would sit there and learn. Which is, it's very close to how temples used to work thousands of years ago. It's the technology has changed, but that was primarily the purpose of temples. And this, I'm talking about the institutional purpose of temples. But structurally, Indian temples are such a beautiful, sublime example of art that I have been to more than 25 countries in the world. Nowhere have I seen architecture that is as sublime, as lofty, and as spiritually invigorating as, say, a Brihadeeshwara temple in Tanjavur, or Kailashnath temple in Ellora, or Kailashnath temple in Kanchipuram. No way. Particularly the Kailash temple in Ellora, which is a monolithic building. It's a 3-story building carved top down from one whole mountain. So you start from the top and then you carve the shikhara and you carve all the base, you carve the garbhagriha, you carve the shivlinga in the garbhagriha, you carve the pradakshina path around it, and you do that out of a single block of stone. And remember, stone is a very unforgiving medium. You cannot do backspace, you cannot do delete, you cannot erase if one stroke goes wrong. So not only did our ancestors had the sound geological knowledge of knowing which rock would withstand how much pressure, they had the sublime artistical sensibility to create something that is so ethereal that even today, after thousands of years and after so much of destruction, those temples continue to marvel us, and they continue to they continue to elevate us onto another sphere of consciousness, if you allow it to happen.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.